That's right. You know what time it is. Round 3, 2021 Idlewild Open. This is the final round, and we have an exciting one. BigBarri commentary. Get your coffee, folks. Get that follow flight fuel. Put it in your cup. Start drinking it. We got an exciting one coming for you today.
Grip 6, low profile, that puppy dog. I want to tackle him and just give him lots of kisses. But other than that, that's Paul McBeth at minus 20 under par.
Only one OB all tournament. Incredible. C1 putting for Kevin hasn't missed one. No. Scramble. Andrew Marwede hasn't missed one. What kind of cool stat do we have for Kyle Klein? Well, he's just doing it from the tee to green.
All angles.
Fairways hit, scores great. The dude is playing incredible disc golf. We keep talking about it, but he keeps doing it.
Momentum, man.
Yeah, he's definitely playing with a lot of fire. It's going to be an exciting final round. Paul McBeth off to a good, sizable lead. Hole 1, par 4, 638 feet. Bombs away. A little bit of a headwind.
Before the final lead card, we have Upper Park Disc Golf Ceremonial Throw for Charity from Director of Parks for Boone County, David Whitehouse.
Very cool tradition that we've 2 weeks in a row now.
Yeah.
Oh no, Kale did it 3 weeks in a row now. All right, look at that flick roller. Let's go. Better my tee shot.
I would have taken it every round.
Pairing out of Huntington Beach, California, representing Team Discraft, Paul McBeth.
Paul McBeth, 3-shot lead over the field going into the final round. That is a scary proposition.
I don't remember, and I'm probably misspeaking here, when's the last time we had a big lead going into the final round?
Yeah,
of 3 or more.
I feel like it's been a thing of the past. We haven't had anyone really walking away. Paul has an opportunity to do that today if he can put together a great round. This is a errant tee shot. The miss to make here is to turn it over because you can still scramble your way up for a birdie from the right side. If you go left OB, obviously you're trying to scramble to save the par.
Next on the tee out of Greenwood, Arkansas, representing Team Prodigy, Kevin Jones.
First 2 players on the card, former champions of this event. Kevin's breakout win a couple years ago. Trying to be the first 2-time Idlewild Open champion winner. We've had a unique winner every single year at this event.
Making that same mistake you were talking about. They do not want to go towards that out of bounds on the left-hand side, so that is a smart choice.
Up next out of Alpena, Michigan, representing Team Innova, Andrew Marwede.
Really excited to see Andrew Marwede. He is putting together some great disc golf right now.
Hi, my name is Andrew Marwede. I've been playing since 2014, and I'm from Alpena, Michigan. Yeah, so I started playing disc golf right after high school. It was mostly just for fun, you know, every once in a while just go out and throw some discs, and I kind of realized I was a little bit better than most people. I was throwing forehand almost 400 feet my first year. Couldn't backhand over like 250, so I was just slinging some forehands, having fun. And then I realized there were more like tournaments and stuff downstate Michigan, so I played a couple amateur events and did decently well, and after about a year and a half, I turned up to the pro division and did pretty well. I've always had a really, deep background in sports. I grew up playing basketball my whole life, played a couple years of collegiate basketball, was pretty decent at it, and then once I transferred colleges to Western Michigan University down in Kalamazoo, they have so many phenomenal courses down there, and it really just changed my passion. I was out playing disc golf every single day, multiple times a day, and really took that competitive edge towards disc golf and succeeded pretty well at it. Putting was definitely one of my biggest challenges early on, so what I did was just practice putt for hours each day, and then now I feel like I'm one of the best putters there is. My forehand is definitely, my main thing that I do. I'll throw it 90% of the holes if I can. The Pro Pig for every upshot, Sexton Firebird or the Marwede Firebird for anything, 250 to 350. These last 2 courses here at Idlewild and Ledgestone, I feel like every other shot's been a sidearm Firebird or sidearm Star Destroyer. The last week at Ledgestone, started out the first day with one of my best rounds I've ever played at Eureka. I got into 2 rounds at Northwoods, which, unlike many others, is probably one of my favorite courses on tour. Happened to made lead card for Jomez on the final day. I was super excited. Unfortunately, it got canceled. So it was really great to see that I was able to shoot well here at Idlewild and have a little bit of redemption to make it back on lead card. The first swing of the tour isn't really my biggest strong suit with all those big backhand bomber shots. That's not really my thing. So finally being back in the woods, hitting tight lines with some forehands has really helped showcase my skills. So I think my game plan is mostly the same throughout the whole weekend. I've done pretty well with keeping the disc in bounds. I haven't taken any bogey strokes yet. There's a few holes out here that I don't even play for birdie. I just can't reach it. So keeping it in the fairway and then making sure I don't give any strokes back to the course. It's gonna take a really hot round to win today. So as long as I can, make all my circle 1 putts, have a couple jumpers here and there and keep the disc in bounds, I think it's anybody's game.
What's not to like about that guy right there? Well-spoken, and here you go. Exactly what he was talking about. He's going sidearm right off the bat to show you exactly where his skill set is, and that is the sidearm.
A lot of power, but mainly a ton of accuracy. And for a player that has only been playing for, 7 years of experience is quite a bit for most of our viewers. But on tour, that's definitely on the lower end of experience. And to play within his game like that shows a lot of maturity. Kyle Klein, for 19 years old, he's been showing a lot of maturity lately. Takes so much poise to put together hot rounds and continue the round all the way through and not ever get complacent. Something that he needed when he won the Mid-America Open earlier this year, a Disc Golf Pro Tour Silver Series event.
A little lower, but
It's fine.
absolutely fine, yeah.
Making kind of the adjustment from Paul and Kevin's turnovers, just playing it down the middle.
This is exactly what you're going to see from these guys. They're going to have these sidearms into the green, but distance control is really the key. If you get stuck behind that pine tree right there, it'll be a pretty tough low ceiling putt. So they're just making sure to get it deep, but it is a fast green.
And that will do there. That is a pink Firebird, pink Sexton Firebird, a very rare one that Andrew's been throwing very well for the last couple of years. He loves that disc. You'll see that fly many times a day.
Okay, that's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
If he's exactly under it, there's a putt, but if he's right behind that pine tree, there's not much.
Oh, Kyle getting just underneath it, and beautiful touch. That's parked for the birdie. Paul is going to have to lean all the way out, and not the putt you want to start your day off with. And that will be just a par, so the card will inch a bit closer as they all head up to their short birdie putts.
Yeah, one thing I like about Kyle is he's able to attack it from both sides with precision. Obviously, Andrew's more predominantly sidearm. McBeth has that skill set. Kevin has that skill set as well. But I feel like Kyle even choosing on that upshot to go backhand instead of sidearm shows you where his confidence is.
Yeah.
Because these guys all chose to kind of go around it, as would most people from in the field who had both options.
Yeah, he attacked the tree, and that is the surprising play there, but it worked out perfectly for him as he drops in his birdie. Kevin Jones, 100% Circle 1 putting this weekend. Man, that is some hot stuff. If he can continue doing that, that is going to be a very important factor coming down the stretch. Hole 2, par 4, 600 feet. Tee shot is a turnover backhand, but most likely a forehand for all 4 of these guys. Just try to get up to the hill. From there, it is a very scary approach. That slope, as you can see, just leads you right towards that water OB on the left. Kevin, inside, and that is trouble.
I've seen most of these players managing to get around that. That's the first early tree hit I've seen through the duration of the tournament.
A good example of Marwede's power, that's just the tree you got to pick aside.
That got there so fast, though.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That thing just blitzed right out of his hand. See if Kyle can match that beautiful shot we saw in round 2. Oh, and he hits the same branch.
This must be the final day.
And that will leave a difficult decision for Kyle because that's within range, but that you're going to have to throw high speed, and coming in on that green high speed is very scary. And with 3 bad drives, Paul has an opportunity to hit the same tree. I thought maybe this is when Paul makes the correction, and not this time.
It's fine, though. Everybody but Kevin can attack from there. And if
No.
Sit, boo-boo.
Oh my gosh, if there's ever been a final day result off of a bad kick, it's that one right there.
He's going to have to try to go over with this sidearm turnover. Oh.
Sit down. Okay, so
Very fortunate.
and that is a scary up and down from about 230, maybe 220 to save the bogey.
Early.
Turning over and safe. Okay, edge of circle 2. That'll be easy layup. That'll be a par for McBeth.
And you could see his footing wasn't exactly, proper, and he was not stable, obviously.
Correct. Oh, gosh. Speaking of improper footing, Marwede goes down hard. Marwede's a big man. The collegiate basketball experience, dude has got a lot of room to fall down when he starts toppling over.
Long ways down.
Yeah. Bigger they are, the harder they fall.
The farther they fall.
The farther they fall, the longer it takes for him to hit the ground. Look at this shot from Kyle. Yeah.
Sit down.
Yeah. Crowd seems to like it. Give him an opportunity there for the coveted birdie here on 2. Second hardest hole on the course. That little roll is a nice one. That's going to take that 30-foot scary putt for the bogey into about 18 feet. Yeah. McBeth getting a little aggressive. I guess from that angle, you give yourself the opportunity to. If you're straight in line with it, you can run it. But if you're facing downhill towards the water, you just have to lay it up. And it's not an easy layup either.
Oh, even that, you could see it lifted kind of right out of his hand, and all the touch kind of went out the drain. Luckily, he was able to match the hillside angle correctly, and he didn't get the roll. Only opportunity for birdie is this guy right here. Doesn't quite reach for it.
And you can see that after the disc came to rest, he's given it that little bit of extra practice swing. Remind himself to really lunge out there.
In for par.
No harm, no foul for McBeth. Kevin for bogey. And that's a good bogey. I mean, considering what he was facing after his first 3 shots.
Absolutely, and a fortunate one at that with the
Little roll.
errant shot that he threw. That could have very easily just went out of bounds, and then
Oh my gosh, a missed putt from there, and it turns into an 8. And Marwede in.
Okay, slow start for our lead card on the second hole. You would think one of them might sneak out of there with one.
Yeah, 19 players in the field with the birdie.
I'm Paul Ulibarri with today's Bushnell hole breakdown. You can find the Edge Disc Golf Rangefinder at the link in the description. Hole 3 is beautiful. Match your angle of the disc to the slope of the hole and watch your disc glide to the green. Don't get the angle right and you'll see your disc take on paths of its own. What kind of control do you have? Let's see how it plays out.
Marwede going with a sidearm turnover here. He matches it, but he doesn't get the height right.
Oh, but fortunately doesn't go down the hill any farther, and that's going to be a pretty easy pitch across with his pig to save the par. Something that he's done incredibly well. In fact, I think he's the only player in the field in the first 2 rounds to go bogey-free.
Oh, no.
Kyle, did that squeak? Oh, it stayed safe. Just inside that bush line is out of bounds. Good break for Kyle. This is looking good for McBeth, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's in there.
Yeah. I think it's the first time I've seen him finish actually on the left side of the basket.
For how right in front of you this hole is,
Oh.
you can see it from the tee pad, and you're just thinking, oh, it's just right there.
Oh, no.
It can be brutal, honestly.
That's a heartbreaker, man. Such a great shot from Kevin, and he's going to have to make a putt for the par. This is a fantastic hole. This is one of the really fun ones. It kind of blends in because there's so many great holes with all the fun, unique greens on this course, but this is just a great throwers hole. Kyle just trying to lay it up there and avoiding the tree that Kevin unfortunately struck. Now McBeth an opportunity to take one on the card, and he does not. The slow start continues from McBeth. Inside the circle miss. Kyle up and in for par. Want to give a quick shout out to Colt Montgomery on this one, who chained out for the ace, the $1,000 ace bounty on this one.
In this game, preparation is everything. It gives you that edge to become something from nothing. Success is not by accident. Because you know, the course plays no favorites. You know what it takes to be the best. In this game, detail matters. Idio Sports.
And, you know, we got to give a quick shout out to 2020 player who aced that hole. We did not give him a shout out last year. He is Zach Erlinghouse's buddy. His first name's Trey. His last name is, we played basketball with him earlier today. Hole 4, par 3, 432 feet. And it is all right to left, and it's all OB left. And there's actually even OB right on the sidewalk that keeps you honest from just playing too safe. A lot of players play this forehand just to go safe. The aggressive play is either going to be a straight at it with a fairway driver or maybe even a backhand high flex with a driver.
There's Andrew. He said it himself. He said, there's a few holes out here I just play for par. This is definitely one of them. This one, you can get aggressive. I didn't see a lot of birdies on it all weekend because of the left to right crosswind. Once you get that turned over, it's tough for it to come back, and it just played as a really, really hard hole.
It is a tough hole. I mean, to throw this distance, 432 feet, you're really bringing that hyzer skip into play. It's so hard to get it to land flat.
And the branches right there on the right force you to throw something a bit more stable than you want to. You miss the angle a little bit, and it shoots into the water. You can't get the height with it either, as you see everybody kind of landing short because that's a safer angle to throw. Here's another layup. And if you do throw it correctly and you do put it inside the circle, it's no gimme. That's a dangerous putt to run.
Got that right. Yeah, adding the little elevated basket on this one is just cruel. It's already so hard to get there. They really wanted to make a risk-reward, high-scoring, separating par 3, and they have achieved that wonderfully here on hole 4. Didn't see too many birdies on our league card, and I don't think we saw even one on any of our feature groups or league cards here this week. But there were some out there. Another hole that was birdied.
That's surprising right there. That one's, he's kicking himself. That one's gettable.
Yeah.
And he's been putting great.
Yeah, his putt has a lot of swing to it, you know. So a miss is going nowhere else besides the drink. So it's a little early. I understand what you're saying, but you would expect a player his age with his confidence and his putting ability to give it maybe like a safe run.
Yeah, I mean, when you're trailing Paul McBeth by 3 and he lays one up in front of you and you're a few feet in front of him, I feel like that's the door you need to walk through. Kyle knows way more than me. I promise you that.
He knows something. He's getting it right. He's hole 5, par 4, excuse me, 555. That overhead showed you pretty much the play. It's either a forehand or a roller, and Marwede going. That's the best forehand I've ever seen on this hole, I think. It's huge. Wow. Missing everything. The tricky part of the forehand here is a lot of players end up going too straight and not getting the hyzer at the end that you're going to see Kyle get as well. I mean, just matching Marwede's forehand. That's awesome. Two players who are really familiar with one another, battled many times up in Michigan.
Aside from the backhand skills that Kyle possesses, I feel like their games are very similar. There's even
Oh, hang on.
Lovely.
Call that WCL.
Even their putts are very, very similar. Must be a Michigan thing to be like really good at putting.
Backhanding and forehanding.
Shredding all the time. Oh boy. Hit a house.
Kevin is just a bit off right now, and that is going to be out of bounds. And that is not where you want to be out of bounds. There is such a scary route that you have to go backdoor if you want to try to save the par.
Look, this is a great angle. Look at all those trees. You have to be precise. No, that's not what he needed right there.
Oh, Kevin, he's essentially taking himself out of it right here early on. I mean, the play is too good these days to take this big of a misstep, and even par through 4, and that number is going to go probably double bogey here on 5. Maybe he can do something miraculous. I mean, this could be triple or quadruple if this doesn't work.
He just jump putts it up 100 feet.
There is one spot there on the back left of the green where that disc was rolling, that wall stops, and that could have rolled through there. But he fortunately stays in bounds, and now he's got about 27, 28 feet left for the double. Kyle successfully on the green with his jump putt approach, and Marwede, what a... Oh my gosh, for eagle. Wow.
3 jump putts from outside 80.
That's great. Paul,
he wanted that one,
still unable to get a birdie. The well is run dry right now. And Marwede, he is now at 2 under.
Solid. It's a solid start.
Yeah. I think the number you're looking for in the front 9 is like 4 to 5. And he's on pace. There's a couple of birdie holes that he's expecting to get coming up.
It's interesting, this front 9, because you can find yourself kind of without a birdie really quick, throwing pretty good shots, making smart decisions, laying up those death putts, and then find yourself at even being like, well, I felt like I was playing good.
Well, this is an important putt for Kyle. He is in. You just know at a certain point Paul's going to turn it on. So you can't give him any room to get away with these pars that he has, because at a certain point he's just going to pick up birdies. And usually when he starts getting birdies, he gets them in bunches.
He's found himself very fortunate to still have a nice little lead on this lead card, honestly.
Yeah, that's what those first 2 rounds would get you. An 11 under second round, getting him to 20, gave him that nice little buffer he needed. So he's still maintaining 2-shot lead on this card. Hole 6, par 3, 437-foot. Blind and hyzer. You're going to see some air shots, and you're going to see some turnover rollers. Marwede going roller.
Too much cut.
Yep.
It is flipping.
It's trying, but that's going to be out there in circle 3, edge of circle 3 territory. So 100 feet left from Marwede.
Just had a practice putt from that exact distance.
Certainly did, man. That would have been an outstanding eagle. Very short run up here. This is the anti-Conrad zone of the course. Standing on a little railroad tide. Get your balance. Kyle's got too much cut on this as well. This is way too wide, and he's going to be out in circle 4, almost circle 5.
Yeah, it's a finicky line. You got to hug that right side with the roller that way, and then half cut. And that's scary because if you do pull it a little bit, those branches will knock you down, and then you're left with another 380 feet into that tight green. This is
McBeth turning it over.
Yeah, and that's
Too
tough
low.
too because there's actually a headwind out there that you're not really feeling coming right off of that green, and so the line in past rounds, this looks better.
Yeah, this has got a chance. And if Kevin wants to be anywhere near these guys at the end of this round, he's going to need to make that putt and every other putt he's got left. Because 5 back with 13 holes left, 12 and a half holes left now. It's a tall task. And that was a green light opportunity as this basket kind of in a little bit of a bowl.
Look at that gray scorecard.
Yeah, it's going to continue to get grayer for McBeth. It's going to be 6 straight pars. I mean, don't see it too often. Marwede off the tree, but still close. That should be an easy cleanup par. Kevin, an opportunity to make 3 jump putts in a row on this hole. Oh, and just a bit short. I got to give a shout out to the guy on my card that birdied this one all 3 times.
Jeremy Koling.
Dang, you're supposed to say who.
You've seen them in the hands of professionals, helping them compete at the highest level. Whale Sacks is a female-owned small business, handmade in the USA. We are dedicated to outstanding grip for all disc golfers.
That's a really good get, honestly. That is a really good
I thought you were
get.
going to give me the opportunity to say, oh, I thought you never asked. You didn't do it. You didn't play the game, and I'm mad.
Hole 7, par 4, 484. Hit the gap is the most important thing here because if you don't, you have to go to a drop zone that is brutal. If you do hit the gap, it filters real nice up here and gives you some sort of scramble shot into the green.
Yeah, even with a good tee shot, man, this is a scary approach. I mean, any kick, these trees are so skinny that you can't predict where the kick is going to take you. Marwede, that is good. That gravel path really signifies like where you're trying to land. And if you go just past it, that sets up even better forehand turnover for your second.
They couldn't make that gap look any bigger.
No, they couldn't. Perfect.
Backhand for Paul here.
And that is pretty, gosh darn, I thought that was good. It stays safe, which is huge.
Yeah, good kick. Very fortunate. Now he's going to be... I'm not going to say he can't get up and down, but that's tight.
Yes. Kevin, that's going to be in that forehand turnover range, and that's a bit longer than Andrew. So that is going to be a very tough angle, I imagine.
Roller, maybe?
Wow. That could get to a bad spot. He's going to have to work to continue keeping that scorecard gray. And early tree kick, or midway, I suppose.
He's going to be kicking himself for that one. That's right up his alley of exactly where he wanted to land, and then he his strength really faltered him right there.
Yeah, it was not what he was looking for. And that is another opportunity
Oh, boy.
lost. And opportunity lost turned into, how are you even going to save the par? Kevin with an opportunity to make up some ground here. And
Does
that
so.
is going to be short. Surprised he goes to the backhand there, but he executed that line nicely.
I was there. So the reason he went with the backhand
Okay.
as Kyle goes to the other side, but that's fine. He's going to be able to get up and down from there at least. The reason he went with the backhand, there's no sidearm that can get the height to get turned over, and the sidearm roller was the height is a big time problem as well. And so it really shapes well for that backhand skip shot as Paul kicks to the right, and now he's still scrambling. And that scorecard will have some sort of different color.
Yes, it will. I mean, he's made so many miraculous putts from such awkward positions, but I don't think he's going to have anything from there. Oh, Kyle almost saving the par. That would have been something special there. Wow.
Okay, he did have a look.
Yeah. The slow start has gotten even slower. McBeth is going to be over par through 7 holes. And Kevin Jones makes up 2 strokes on both Kyle and McBeth. Huge putt there. And he's only going to be 3 back after that 2-stroke swing. But with this slow start, you got to imagine the other cards are got to be getting in the mix.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is not, even with the 2 under par that Marwede's going to have, and he's going to be leading the group with that 2 under. Even with that start, I mean, that's not enough to hold off the charging chase card. I mean, this course always keeps everybody so close together that even the 3rd card, I feel like, is probably in the mix. Hole 8, easiest hole on the course, a good time to get things going back in your favor. A very eagleable opportunity here at 576 feet. Turnover forehand, maybe a backhand flip up. I don't think any of these guys will go for that play though. A great drive will get you past that last tree in the middle, setting up about a 300-foot approach. Little S turn through the woods, get you back down to the pin for the Eagle 3.
Yeah, and this is a hole that they need. So they're through the course through 7 holes. Hole 8 is your chance to just hit this gap. Give yourself a chance, and he's done that. Because an eagle makes everything feel a lot better.
It does. Yeah. A 3 feels so good on this hole that it could easily be called a par 4, and it would be a very, very tough one. Oh, look at this angle from Marwede. That's beautiful. And that is right behind that last tree, but still way up the fairway. You should be able to step out to the side and manage something up to the green, perhaps, with a good shot. Surprised to see Kevin go that flippy disc again. I mean, it worked out, but that's the stable Anheuser that kind of flattens out, gets you so much extra distance, and that's what you're going to see most guys go with on this hole. And that's a great shot from McBeth. That'll set up another forehand.
Yeah, and it makes the angle better from over there because then it makes the gap wider. You can really push the hyzer as long as those branches on the right aren't keeping them low. Look at this shot.
Yes. Get all the way through. Okay.
That's a misrelease.
Yep.
For sure, but he gets away with it, and those go a long ways in the final round of a tournament.
I got to say, that golf gallery, that gallery on the left is starting to look more like a golf gallery. They're just off the fairway, but there's so much trust in these players' ability that they want to get as close as they can to the action. I don't blame them. Kyle shot hits a tree. Marwede hits a tree.
Can't help but think that altered his shot, his follow-through for sure. He needed that to come out with a lot of Anheuser. It came out more flat. Paul gets a horrible kick almost takes out a couple spectators.
My goodness.
Scramble time.
Yep. And Kyle not in position to take the birdie anymore. And Paul, he is now in position to take his first birdie of the round. And my goodness, who would have thought it would have been hole 8?
Really good shot from in there, though.
Marwede will put that close with a pig. Ricky's not the only player on tour that rocks that disc. Marwede famous for having a spider pig in his bag. Are you kidding me, Kyle? Stealing the birdie. What a sick putt. That is not his preferred angle. Goes for it anyways. Oh.
And for a kid who doesn't show a lot of emotion, that fist pump tells it all.
Yeah, that is awesome.
To get a stroke on the card. For the second hole in a row.
Yes. Kevin Jones. Look, how does he do that? He's already back to under par, and he's got a bogey and a double bogey on the front 9. That dude is a certified scrapper. And just like that, he's just 2 back. I mean, how do you go from 5 back to 2 back in just 2 holes? That's how you do it. Big jump putts.
Jump putt Jones.
Jump putt Jones. Man, star frame there, +1.
It's interesting. So you play the easiest hole on the course, and then you come to what you think should be the easiest hole because of the distance, 258. A lot of aces happen on this hole.
Apparently.
But you have to hit the gap.
Well, Kevin's just sticking with his game plan. He loves this grenade play, and let's see if he finally gets it right. Oh, okay. It stayed up in the tree. So that's actually a play I'm seeing a lot of people go for, these trees, because those trees are right above the basket, and they don't play 2 meter here. And what's wrong with that?
And even though he's choosing that play, that's not easy by any stretch of the imagination. Like, he's choosing that because he's got it dialed. Sure, go in.
Oh, Marwede.
But he still has to hit almost a similar size gap that these guys are having to do.
I don't think anyone could see Kevin throw that shot and think, yeah, that's easy.
Well, you think when people go over, you're thinking thumb or tomahawk, they're taking the gap out of play and kind of cheating the hole. That is not cheating the hole. That is a very precise, tight shot he's throwing.
Kyle, once again, just barely off his mark, as is McBeth. And it's going to be most likely another par. And he looks like he's getting pretty aggressive. He's got those beast eyes. And that's the punishment. You're going to have to make a 30-footer now to save your par. Kyle, look at that. Doesn't run it on 4, but goes for it here on 9. And, I mean, it's a similar punishment. Like, that's going to be, yeah, he's outside the circle.
When you're that good at putting, it really allows you to free up and run those putts.
Paul, that is the punishment of running that. And it seems like Paul might have been a little bit distracted. I think a fan's phone went off right before he putted, and it's a tough thing to do. We usually Kevin has a short birdie putt that he makes, and so does Andrew. The marshals do their best. You know, they remind players or the spectators, turn your phones off. But you know, there's always somebody who just seems to forget, and bad timing, and it's Paul's not too happy about it. But he has only himself to blame for this front 9. A very slow start, 1 over par. Who would have expected that? Who would have expected Joel Freeman 7 under, jumping up to a tie for the lead with Andrew Marwede at 20 under?
The whole screen is within 3 shots. And going into this back 9, which is literally a 2-stroke swing on every
Pretty much
single
everyone.
hole.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everybody's in this tournament.
Wow.
That is the most exciting thing I've seen is that leaderboard in a very, very long time, especially on a course like this.
It is going to be an all-out race here. Who can gather their wits, who can hit their lines, who can get a break or two. There's a couple holes in this back 9 that require just a touch of luck on top of all the skill. It's going to be awesome conclusion to the 2021 Idlewild Open. Come right back.